Well, time is right for us. We go through all the big stories coming through from the exciting world of sports. We're currently hitting the season-ending stage and so many permutations until the very end. We'll go through all that. We'll certainly share our thoughts with you and make some predictions on sports in 60 minutes. Right here on iRavelStudios, I'm Femi Farawe. It's a different cast today. We've got Opeyemi Imoru today. Opey, it's great to have you join us.
Yeah, it's always good to be here and discussing sports, what is happening in the world of sports, and it's good to be here.
And we saved the best for last. We've got a debutant coming in for the very first time in his career who is speaking sports in 60 minutes. We gather he has his Sunday best on today and hopefully bring his best behavior. Sammy joins us today. Sammy, how are you?
I'm great. It's nice to be here, Femi.
Oh,
nice
good.
to be here.
You can see you had your victory plans on today.
Well, you know what it is. I guess you always have to flow in the level of greatness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well. All right. So the guys will share their thoughts coming through from all the big stories. We're starting off from the Nigerian scene after this. All right, so let's start off with the NPFL. Okay, I'm going to have to get your thoughts on this one because, look, it's simple. We know Remo Stars have won the title, so there'll be the crowning in the next home game, and that will be against Imoru City. But there's still so much to play for until the very end. Now, the running for the NPFL, who stays in the NPFL, who goes to the Continental in the NPFL. Let's get your thoughts on those teams you think will stay in the NPFL and those teams that will qualify for the continent.
I think it's a very big one. Remo Stars did the job against Tornadoes before they went on to play Academy Warriors. Academy Warriors did the guard of honor for them, and it was a good one in Maiduguri there. It has been confirmed that Lobby Star, they are going to relegation. Now, Sunshine Star too, they are looking in that direction. Atlant won their game yesterday.
So they are out of the bottom four.
Yeah. Atlant won their game, so they are a bit, I think 1 point or thereabout ahead of Niger Tornadoes. So it's a must-win game for Atlant, a must-win game for Tornadoes if they want to surpass Atlant. So it's a whole lot of, and I like the way this season has been going. Things are going the way nobody expected. You can't just sit back in your house and like, okay, this is what is going to happen. A whole lot of surprises. It has been a roller coaster all through.
All right, so let's just give you the picture of what it's like. Opey has explained it. About 36 games played into the league. The bottom four are Niger Tornadoes in 17, they're 45 points. Aqua United in 18th, 41 points. Sunshine Stars in 19, 41 points, while Lobby Stars at the bottom of the table. Now, Heartland are just outside of the drop zone based on goals difference. They've got goals difference of -1, while Niger Tornadoes have got -8 until the end. Simon, let's get your thoughts coming in concerning the teams at the top. Rivers United are trying to make that second place their own. It's the second Champions League place. They're just above Abia Warriors, who also secured a 1-1 draw in their last game in the NPFL. They currently are 4 points behind, and the team everyone is talking about, Imoru City. They're in fourth, 56 points. Now, remember, it's just first, second, third that would go to the continent because the teams in the final or in the semi-finals of the President Federation Cup are not currently in the standings of the NPFL. Let's get your thoughts on which ones you think.
Well, I know you guys obviously want to, take the sides of Imoru United, but for me, I would feel
Imoru City.
Imoru City.
Not United.
Okay, Imoru City. I would go for Rivers United and Abia Warriors, ahead of, Imoru City, because I feel experience really has a way of, coming in to make a team.
Yeah.
Because if you look at precedents over years, you see that teams, even if teams are not really informed, but because you see experienced players in the particular team, it comes to really play, it comes to give them that boost. They've been there before, they've lost a couple of games, they've won a couple of games. So coming in to, be part of the same setup, the same structure, they know the mistakes they made previously, and they will actually do everything to avoid it. So I believe teams like Rivers United that have, over the years been there, on the continent and even locally, they've really done quite a lot.
I can't believe that you're sitting in Prince Will's chair. You're making so much sense. So, Sam, I totally agree with you. You know what? You can come on with your victory plans every time of the week. I don't mind, because whatever it is that you're saying today, it's up to me. I totally agree with it. But I'm not just agreeing because Principal is not here. I'm agreeing because the teams you've mentioned, Rivers United, they've got not just the Arsenal, they've been able to buy players.
Yeah.
They've bought a manager, Finiti George, someone who's coached the Super Eagles, someone who's been in the NPFL with Enyimba. I remember Enyimba were victorious seasons before. They're talking about Abia Warriors, who brought back Imoru Amakpakabo. And this is someone who's won the league title, the first title for Rangers in 30 years. So I totally agree also, they're doing better than their sitting rivals or their state rivals, Enyimba. Now, I feel that the Ikorodu City have done great
Absolutely
things.
great, yes.
It's absolutely brilliant. Look, there's no way anyone can describe what they've done because the only team that has done better in recent years would maybe be Leicester City, who went on to win the title. And that even brings the question to me. Ikorodu City's performance, if Ikorodu, let's just say for lack of better word, Ikorodu finishes third. Ikorodu City or Remo, I saw an argument somewhere. Which team do you think has had the better season?
I think it would be Ikorodu for me.
For you?
Yeah, because nobody ever saw them coming from NNL to being in third position in NPFL. Even at the start of the season, they lost a couple of games and nobody gave them a chance. And here they are. No matter where they finished on the log, within 1 to 5, I think they had the best season.
Sam, you agree with that?
I actually would agree with.
This is where we now start disagreeing, my goodness. I knew that it was too good to be true.
With what she said. Yeah, Ikorodu City and Remo, right? I would look at support before I would say which I'm going to stand with, right? Remo Stars are not just having the support of a man that is experienced, we're not talking about continental sport right now, global sport. A man that is experienced with what is done professionally, standard-wise, in every other climb. A man that doesn't just run the game internally. He also has investments in the game as exports. If you have such a person, right, it should count for something.
It should.
I have expected that Remo Stars would have even lifted the NPFL trophy long before now because of that involvement. Because I remember when Enyimba did back-to-back 2004, right? It was because they had a governor that was very keen to say, this is what I want. Odds for the games to actually come in this way, and he invested everything to get them those things he was looking for. Look at Champions League yesterday. I know I'm actually going too far because of the presence of the owner of the Parisian club. There was no way they could lose that game. So these things should actually go to count for something.
You know, I knew it was too good to be true. I was just waiting for the group. Look, I can't get it. Obviously, Principal is connecting with you kinetically because I can't get it. I totally disagree with both of you. I think that the whole idea of sports, the whole idea of competing is winning, right? And once you win, the fact that you have a trophy scatters every other thing. Because the trophy automatically, and that's why I mentioned the Leicester story. I said if Leicester had just done what they did without winning the title, then you had a good season. Because in the next 10, 15 years, nobody remembers that you finished that high. The only thing that people remember is who won. And I give you a good example, right? The year Arsenal went, the invincible year Arsenal had, who was second? It's like a lot of people to remember that it was Chelsea that was second. And nobody remembered that Chelsea even beat Arsenal in the Champions League semi-finals. I think it was quarterfinals to play Monaco in the semi-final. But the point is that, did you win anything? No. Nobody remembers you if you don't win. So kudos to Ikorodu City. I've been the biggest supporter of Ikorodu City on this show. But even I cannot deny the fact that, look, Remo had a great season. They won the NPFL title. It's elusive for them. So I'm just going to, for me, I put Remo at the summit in terms of teams. We've got to move on with thoughts coming through right here on the show. Let's go over to something else. The top scorers from the NPFL, right? As at yesterday, Anas remained the top scorer. Well, as at today, still the top scorer. 16 goals. That's Anas from Nasarawa United. Rabiu Ali is in second with 12 goals. Abia Warriors, Anthony is third. Adelani of Ikorodu City comes in fourth. And Sunday Migo of Abia Warriors also is joined fourth with 11 goals. The President Federation Cup semi-final games are in full swing. 21st of May is the grand finale. The parents are Abakaliki FC against Ikorodu City, so we're guaranteed there'll be a debutant in the final. Kwara United versus Rangers. Rangers were defeated champions of the NPFL. What is your selection for the pairing for the final?
I think getting to this stage, the 4 teams, I think they did well. Kudos to them. And nobody saw Abakaliki FC getting to this point. Nobody saw that. So I think they are not going to get away with Ikorodu City. I think Ikorodu, they are in the form of their life. Come FA Cup, come league itself, they are unplayable. So I think Ikorodu City is going to qualify between Kwara United and Rangers, Enugu Rangers. Enugu Rangers have not been doing well in the league, but surprisingly, they've been bringing up good surprise in the FA Cup. So I'm looking forward to seeing them in the final. My pairing will be Ikorodu City, Rangers.
Who's to win?
Rangers need it too, because for them to get to the continent. Ikorodu City, did they have the capacity going into the continent?
I don't think so.
So I'm looking forward to Rangers.
Rangers.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go for a road shock. I think I'll go all the way Ikorodu City, because sometimes underdogs it's better you underrating a team gives them the more edge to want to be daring, because they have nothing to lose, right? And I feel I give it to them.
It's going back to being Prince Philol again. I just get it. I'm actually going for Rangers to win it. And I think that, like Opeyemi mentioned, the most experienced team left, the team with the structure. We said how some of the best run clubs in the NPFL, Ikorodu City is Rangers is right up there, the Remo Stars. So I'm going for Rangers to win, beat Kwara United, make it to the final, beat whichever of the other two. I'm just excited that we've got debutants. I won't mind seeing Abakaliki FC in the final. I will not mind seeing Ikorodu City in the final. I think both of them have come a long way. But for me, Rangers. I think Rangers it is to win it. Let's turn to the small matter of the National Sports Festival, where it starts on the 16th. But Sam, you've been following stories coming through about this National Sports Festival.
Yeah.
We have not had everything on ground, but the governor says, look, this will be the best ever. You will not find another sports festival better than this one. Well, the jury is still out, but really, it starts on the 16th.
Femi, it's so sad that most times it is more about the Owambe for us than the activity.
Have you ever been to Abeokuta?
Yes, I've been to Abeokuta a couple of times.
So it was Owambe you went there for?
Well, it wasn't not just for the Owambe. I've gone to Abeokuta for a couple of things.
What were the sights and sounds? What were the thrills you saw? If I was going to Abeokuta for the first time to go and then to go for the National Sports Festival, beyond the games, what are the other side attractions you asked me to do?
Well, there are places there are tourist places, centers you can actually go to. And for me, the last time I went there, friends actually spoiled me with local delicacies, and it was fantastic. I really kind of enjoyed my time there. But for a tournament or an organization as such as this, I am not rooting just for the front fair.
That's what I'm going for.
Because
I'm going for the
because that's where we're making the mistakes, right?
I'm going for the glitz and
National
glamour.
Sports Festival is supposed to be a training ground where you
for the athletes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Athlete. For me, I'm asking you that now. Sell this idea to me. If I want to say, Sammy, as someone who's followed sports, convince me why I should go beyond the sports. What else are the other things I would enjoy? I'm going to get to Opeyemi, but I just want to get your own. I want to see how you sell Abeokuta to me.
Okay. Yeah. If it is just to sell Abeokuta is a beautiful place. There are good tourist centers you can actually go to.
Morocco, for example.
Yeah, you go there and you have a good time.
They are the rare museum.
Yeah. Apart from that, the food there is also fantastic.
Yes, I do know the food. So I was there, you asked there. The food was actually good.
You enjoy Abula and all the rest of it. So it's something that you would naturally want to revisit over and over again.
How about you?
For me, I've been to Abeokuta a couple of
What
times.
took you there? I know I'm being intrusive,
I
but
know it's work. It's work that.
What's wrong with you guys? Is that you guys don't have a social life? You went there to work?
I've not visited Olumoro before.
Oh, but it's actually really nice.
I've not visited the Adire Museum.
I did go there last year.
Maybe
really nice.
the sports festival will take me there. When I go for the sports festival after work, I might just
But you that I know, it's really that work you do from start to finish. And then when you finish, you go back home and say, I did not know. Can you imagine? Because do you know how many events you've gone for? And every time I've asked you about an event you went for, and I say, what was the side attraction you had? Femi, I didn't have time. There was so much I had to do. And then you now put your hand on your head. Hold on. So I'm going to
This
sell.
time
But Femi, that's the job of a journalist. You have to
Promise.
first do your job first before you actually go for the
But
enjoyment.
the job of a journalist is
Right?
also to talk about, cover other things.
Yeah,
Of course.
exactly.
Right? So what are the fanfare things?
But you need to cover your beat first before you go for the other things.
Well, I've actually gone to Abeokuta, not to come an event, just to go and sightsee. Right?
Okay.
So what have I seen? I mentioned the Olumo Rock there, the Rare, and they are very close. It's a walkable distance.
Yeah.
The Olumo Rock to the Rare Museum, right? And then there's the, what's the word? Obasanjo Presidential Library.
Yeah.
And it comes in almost everything. There's a resort there. There's a zoo there. There's a boat trip there. There's practically event centers. So you can see, I'm pretty good if you want your tourist. And the guy, take me with you.
Tour guide,
I'll
right?
give you a good guide. Even the food, I'll give you a good ride. I think it's one of the hottest places to eat.
Don't worry,
Now you
I'll
feel
try
ashamed
my
of-
best.
now you feel ashamed of yourself,
Yeah, I feel bad.
But I have one person like Femi now will take you there, and it will be another conversation altogether. You'll be left hanging.
I'm already calling the places. I'm telling
Yes,
you,
you
I've
are,
been
but you will
there.
not be the busier than the big amongst the lots.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, really. Just-
I'll actually try my best during this.
And then it depends what you want. If you want a 2-star hotel, 3-star hotel, I think the most is a 4-star hotel. I'm also your guy.
No wahala.
All right, let's go for a break. If you need more information about the National Sports Festival, then wait the guys for you. We'll go through our thoughts coming in from other things when we come back from this break. All right, so this part of the show will just remind you that the Nigeria Under-20 team, that's the Flying Eagles, are through to the quarterfinals, the knockout stage of the Under-20 Cup of Nations. We wish Ali Zubair's team all the best of luck. This is the day I always pray that my detractors were around, so I'll be able to tell them I see progress. But they're not there, so let's just keep it going. The UEFA Champions League, Sammy, it was explosive. Look, we have our finalists, Inter Milan, PSG, but both of them had to work really hard. I know I'd seen a lot of Champions League games, but the game Inter Barcelona, second leg, it
was the final.
It blew my mind.
It was the final. For me, I feel we've actually watched the final because PSG Inter Milan would just be, it would be more of a drab compared to
woke up again.
You imagine a game that the first leg was 3-3 and we were like, okay.
What would the second leg give us?
Second leg could just be like a 1-0 and it was back to back to back to back, 4-3 at the end of the day. And for me, I think, like what I said earlier on, experience is actually very important.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at what happened to Barcelona, a Chelsea, a Man City, an Arsenal, maybe an Arsenal, a Manchester United in their prime. No, look at where I'm going to. 2 minutes to the end of the game.
Yeah.
At the ascendancy, Inter Milan actually had no shot on target for I think for about 8 to 10 minutes before the goal came.
Yeah.
And they were all at the receiving end. How do you go? Because the substitutions were crazy. Why would you remove
I was also surprised when Inigo Martinez was
Martinez? Why would you take him off? Because he was the head of the defense.
He was on a yellow card.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Talk to him, let him be calm, so that he will still marshal the defense because his role was very important.
Yeah.
Immediately he went off, it just became
That
like an
defense.
open game for all parties and all corners.
Arsenal had problems of their own, and it seemed as though they were, after the first 15-20 minutes, they were second best to PSG until the very end.
That game was not it for me. It doesn't sit here for me because I know from the first leg you know that it ended in Emirates. Going to Paris was just going for holiday.
Yeah.
You know, seeing around the Eiffel Tower and all of that. I think that was what Arsenal went there to do. Because
Okay, that's the job.
They
Why
went-
would they went for sightseeing?
they went there for sightseeing. You will know that PSG mean business. And
You know what we'll start doing up there? I'll carry my calculator on every Arsenal player. Any of them that their partner says they're pregnant in a few months from now, we'll know where they got pregnant from. All right.
Yes, no.
Let's go to our predictions right now. We've got all of them lined out coming through. Remember, Champions League will be played in 3 weeks. The final is in 3 weeks. So we look forward to seeing that. But we've got all the leagues coming to a close very soon. 2 more games until the end of the NPFL. We've got our predictions going through. Now, remember, there'll be loads for us to look out for. And we're not doing it the normal fashion where we just predict who wins and who doesn't lose. You must also give us something different in terms of what punters could think about. So we'll share the 3 games. We're starting off with Abia Warriors against El Kanemi. Sammy, you've got that. Okay. The prediction, who wins, and what you want us to look out for as a punter.
All right, so since I'm more into Abia Warriors when they are home,
Yeah.
They do very well when they are home, and I believe this will not be different. And they know they are chasing the continent, so it's just going to be firing from all cylinder. So I think I give them a 2-1 win over Academy Warriors.
2-1 win. So that's over 2.5 goals if you're looking to throw something in this game. Okay, Remo Stars Ikorodu City. Remember, this is the crowning of the champions. The NPFL, the IMC, everybody will be in Kenya this weekend. For we the punters, what have we got to look out for?
It's going to be feisty because Ikorodu City 2-1 to stay at the top. Maybe looking forward to Continental, and Ikorodu City want to play for pride. The game is going to be a very feisty one, and we'll be very, very entertained. Like, to be an end-to-end stuff, because those guys, their energy level.
Tell us, we that we're going to go and throw something somewhere. Where are we going to put it on?
I'm thinking you should put it on Ikorodu City because they needed this
Ikorodu
game
City
more.
away win.
Yeah.
Wow.
If I would support, I think a go would actually work. Both teams to actually score.
Both teams to score.
Both teams to score.
I was actually going to go for the third game, Nasarawa against Enyimba, and I think that's over 2.5 goals, one. I think because obviously Nasarawa has got the top scorer in the NPFL. Enyimba, they have an outside chance of making a continental place. So I think that Stanley Gumel pushes him to go out and look for something. So over 2.5 goals, that would be my prediction. I would also say bookings, at least 3 bookings in this game.
Okay.
So if you're looking for options to go, that's where I'll say. Let's turn over to the classical Real Madrid against Barcelona. Barcelona against Real Madrid. Barcelona played their heart out in that game, 120 minutes. There's no way they will not be tired coming into this game. Real Madrid has had, few time to rest. But Real Madrid need to win this game to stand a chance of winning the title. So I'm going to go first, right? I'm going to say that in this game, there'll be loads of yellow cards. At least 5 yellow cards. One. Because all the games this year with Barcelona has produced cards. I don't think this one will be any different. One. I also do think that there'll be a lot of corner. Over 10 corners. So if you're going to go 10 corners and at least 5 yellow cards in this one.
For me, I think I would go with goals. The only grey area for this Barcelona team is how they are set up. They are set up to concede. And that's where I think I find the tactical nuances of their manager a little bit faulty, if I would say. Because you have to set up your team in such a way that they are not just trying to score and concede. They should be able to score
and defend,
keep you out.
Yeah.
So conceding 7 goals in 2 legs of a game that is just after fortnight is not a trademark for a Barcelona team over the years. Right. So I think there will be lots of goals on both sides, yes.
When's lots of goals? 1.5, 2.5.
I'm going for 3.5.
3.5.
Yes,
okay.
That's 4 goals.
Because we've seen loads of goals in all the previous fixtures. The first game was 4-0.
Yeah.
Second one was, I think, 3-2.
Yeah.
Oh, no, second one was 5-2.
5-2. So I think I'm going for over 3.5.
Over 3.5. All right. Okay.
Like Sammy said, I think the pattern in which Hansi Flick is playing his game, eye line, you just start at the end of the midfield to receive ball, then going back to defend is a problem. I think it has really cost them a whole lot. Yeah, they are up there in the league. Doesn't mean that they don't have their own bad side in terms of conceding. And I think, like Sammy said, there will be a whole lot of goals from both sides, because Madrid too, defensively, they've not been doing quite well. So I think there'll be a whole lot of goals.
All right, so let's go to the last game we've got today. The Premier League returns with Newcastle against Chelsea. It's fourth meets fifth. Remember, both teams are fighting for a place in the Champions League. And because of the chasing pack, which includes Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa behind them, they have to do everything. So let's give Opeyemi the first bite of the cherry. Newcastle versus Chelsea. What's your thought?
Hey, fourth meets the fifth. It will be
fourth. Be with you.
It will be a good game. I don't see Chelsea winning this, in as much as they did well in their last game. I don't see them winning this. I'm looking forward to a Newcastle clinching this year,
a home win. All right.
At St. James's Park.
Well, I would have actually gone for Newcastle, but the confidence they got from beating Liverpool 3-1 is just very fresh in their heads and very recent. They would actually go with that, euphoria. And you would believe or admit that Newcastle, right, have actually been in as much games as Chelsea has been, right? Yeah, they also won the EFL Cup, and it's also would have given them some level of boost. But right now, Chelsea understands that there is a lot of pressure. They've spent about 200 billion?
Yeah, about 2 billion.
2 billion,
Yeah,
sorry.
about 2 billion.
2 billion pounds on players.
I didn't want to mention the pounds. I wanted to keep people thinking it's naira.
It's not naira. It's not naira. It's pounds on players, and that has to count for something. And this manager has been
So
under
what you
fire.
want to say, Laura, is that
Chelsea will win at the end of the day.
I know that is where you are
He
going to.
cannot know that's where I'm going to. At the end of the day, Chelsea will
Save
win.
us, Shalaye.
I feel that I'm predicting a clean sheet for Newcastle, keeping a clean sheet. I'm predicting a win for Newcastle, but I'm saying if you want to put your money, put win and over 1.5 for Newcastle in this game.
Yeah, I think I'll go
Win
with
and
you,
over
Femi.
1.5.
Because
They will not have a clean sheet.
because
Chelsea
Chelsea
will score them.
winning Liverpool was just.
I'm actually going to.
It wasn't just.
I'm going
It
to
was,
add.
They didn't rest any players. Let's not get mixed
But
up.
no, the Liverpool did rest players.
Who did they rest?
Endo started
They
that game.
won the
Don't put that-
league. There was
McAllister.
nothing at stake.
Javier Elliott played that game.
You know that the
Javier Elliott
strongest.
started that game.
Yeah.
There was
Simicast
nothing
started
at
that game.
stake.
Yeah,
Right? Curtis Jones played that game.
yeah.
There was no Luis Diaz in that game, remember? So I'm telling you that there were some first team players that didn't play.
Some.
Now,
At
I'm not
least
making an
you had
excuse for Liverpool.
people, the likes of
I'm not
Salah
making-
and.
Liverpool have nothing else to play for.
They don't have
That's
nothing
what
else.
but they also wanted to still keep the runnings and not just like because they don't have anything to play for, go ahead and lose all their games. No.
All right. Okay. Well, we've made our thoughts, really. It's up to you to go ahead and think carefully before you stake whatever you're doing this weekend. And wish you the best of luck if you do get some winnings. Why not share your thoughts with us? Not the money, just your thoughts with us on our social media platform. Before we go, guys, any fun stuff this weekend? I'm going to start by saying I'm not having anything fun. I've got the game Manchester City away to Southampton this weekend to work on. A bit boring, but yeah, I'm going to have to do that one. And then I've got the Bayern Munich game. It's their first game since they were confirmed champions against Borussia Mönchengladbach. So I've been a hater of Harry Kane because I think at 30, you're just winning your first title at 30.
I'm happy for him, I beg.
Ah, well.
Last.
Hating has
at
really
last.
worked. Hating has worked for me for so long. I'm just going to keep doing it. So that's the stuff for me this weekend. Anything?
Well, for me, I think I'll be at the MVCA.
Oh yeah, it's this
Tonight.
weekend.
Got the.
Oh, that's why you went on to go and select your. Okay, now
No,
I get the Travis
I got
Scott.
to, yeah.
Okay.
You had
Oh,
to.
I was wondering why you had.
You could actually make it, you know.
Well, I would love
You could just tag
to.
along.
I would love to. It's a Saturday night.
Yes, it's Saturday.
It's Saturday night.
Yes,
I'll maybe because I don't have anything to do at the weekend. Probably I'm just
No
thinking
party
of
to go to.
no party,
No Netflix and chill.
no Netflix and chill, just home alone. But I'm thinking of going to see the Remo Stars game, cover it. By the way, on Sunday. But I might tag along with Sammy. To the that will be my first AMVCA.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah,
That's so good. I mean, all of a sudden now, I'm blushing. I'm flushed.
because I want to go out.
Yeah. And you say you probably say you want to tag along, Sammy. Just be careful at the end of the day. I want to see you back here next week. Really. Okay. All right. We've got to go. Big thanks to you for joining us. Sports in 60 Minutes comes to an end. You can follow us on social media. Share your thoughts with us. We'd love to hear from you. Until we catch you next time, remember, have yourself a great weekend. We'll catch you next time with fresh stories right here. Bye.